I told you about, they gave their word to no less than the president that they would resign if they failed to meet the timelines they set out for the regeneration of Nairobi City. 2 years after making that pledge, they have not only failed by President Uhuru Kenyatta's own admission, but they remain in office. Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala, who co-chaired the team, laying the blame squarely on Governor Mike Sonko's doorstep. Now, will the newly launched Nairobi Metropolitan Service succeed where the regeneration team failed? In this report, NTV's Olive Barrows asks, why should this time be any different?
The new Mr. Fix-It, Major General Mohammed Abdallah Badi, the Director General of the newly commissioned Office of Nairobi Metropolitan Services, now charged with the repair of the capital city, entrusted with the unenviable duty of seeing Nairobi live up to its name as the green city in the sun.
We had a governor, we've had another one. Now the national government has intervened. So they are the Mr. Fix-It. Okay? So Nairobians will not give man time to breathe. There will be no breathing space. Expectation will be extremely high.
But it's been barely 2 years since another team was installed with the promise of giving Nairobi a facelift. Co-chaired by Tourism Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala and Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko, the team promised to deliver or resign. Within 30 days of April 13th, 2018, the team promised that there would be no piles of garbage in any of the county's 85 electoral wards. They promised car-free days in Westlands and the Central Business District, and within 6 months, they promised a hospital's upgrade and affordable housing. But a full 2 years later, and these promises remain unfulfilled. Problems abound, and the president has openly admitted to the failure of his plan and of his team.
Unfortunately, the creation of the Nairobi Regeneration Committee proved to be an inadequate measure, as it was incapable of effectively taking charge and directing the changes that needed to be implemented. It is that failure that led to further consultations, resulting in the transfer of functions that we are witnessing today.
In his admission, the president made no mention of the prior commitment to have the failed team resign from office. CS Balala, who would be out of a job based on the 2018 State House pronouncement, blames an incompetent co-chair, Mike Sonko, for their failure.
The weaknesses that was there in the Nairobi regeneration was the legal framework. And then how do you hold officers of the counties accountable? That was a challenge. And then the destabilization of the structures, particularly EEC, who we use. I think we worked with you in road, you moved to health. We worked with him in health, he was moved to roads. So there was a whole confusion. There was a suspension of a few others. I think almost 5 other CECs were suspended at one time. So that was the biggest challenge.
Can you go to a hospital